not be required by Pennsylvania law for you to vote. As we get closer to Election Day, you're likely to see more and more political ads as usual, many questioning how much money is being spent by the candidates. Dr. Audrey Gusky from Duquesne University joins us now to discuss this topic in our Consumer Tuesday segment. Good morning.
Good morning, Rick.
The bigger question is how much impact does all that money being spent actually have?
Well, that's a very, very good question, because when you think about it, overall, all of the candidates across the country, whether it's presidential, gubernatorial, or congressional, you're looking at $3 billion, which is a total record. So, is it really effective and is it really working? And basically, from a lot of the research that's been done, and a lot of the research that I've looked at, it said, well, if it only works if you're an undecided voter. Typically, there's the strong Republicans and the strong Democrats who know which way they're going. But a lot of times you can sway some of the undecideds or the people that seem to be on the fence. How effective are they? Well, we don't really know. But basically, when you look at all the money being spent and you look at what's happening to the local economy as far as the amount of money being pumped in for advertising, at least that's a nice shot in the arm locally for a lot of TV stations, radio stations, and the various media.
Is there more trickle down to it than just the media outlets making money?
Well, there is a lot of trickle down, as there always is, Rick. So you've got the money that's being, in a sense, distributed to the different media, and then the trickle-down effect as well. Now, keep in mind what's happening a lot of times, especially with local advertising, is you take all of October and the beginning of November, and if you're an advertiser or a marketer of a company or a service, a lot of times it's hard for you to actually infiltrate and get into some of the advertising because the political ads have literally swept it all up and taken advantage of it.
So there are places like sign companies, for instance, who are making money, obviously. They're putting out flyers, they're putting out signs, they're doing billboards that they normally wouldn't have that business, I suppose.
Right, they definitely are. So there's a lot of local and national organizations, marketing, advertising companies that are, this is in a sense, really, really benefiting them, and that's a really positive thing. But getting back to the question of does it work, what we found is, there's a lot of negative advertising out there. And what we're finding is with the negative advertising, it works a lot of times to the opposite of what a lot of the advertisers are expecting. So if you're running negative ads, a lot of times the liberals or the Democrats may then sway towards a Republican, a more conservative point of view, because sometimes it's fearful advertising and they're seeking more information and they're moving in a sense a lot of times the opposite direction.
So then is it really sort of a scare tactic to some extent that if you don't vote for me, this is what's going to happen?
Well, sometimes the scare tactic tends to reverse itself. If I was to grade both the Republicans and the Democrats, especially in the presidential race, I'd give the Republicans a win because I think their ads are a little bit more to the point, more issue-based, less fearful, and I think more successful. And we're seeing that across the nation as far as a lot of the votes tending to sway towards the conservative Republicans. I being one of them and supporting those as well.
We'll find out early in November.
We will find out. Thank you,
Dr. Audrey Gusky with us on Consumer Tuesdays each and every Tuesday.
Well, big box stores are trying to stay competitive against online retailers. Best Buy announced with the holiday shopping season quickly approaching, it's changing its price matching policy.